Jews, the sea was a monster. Yes, God had made it just like he made everything else, just like he made sea monsters. And it was his, and it was the Lord's creation. But all the same, the sea was regularly seen as like a dark force, a power in its own right, and a place from which dark, terrible, chaotic things would emerge. Like when the Psalms retold the story of God parting the Red Sea as the people were exiting Egypt from slavery, the Psalms described it as a victory, God's victory over a monster. That's how they described the Red Sea. They didn't call it the Red Sea, they called it a monster. Not Pharaoh the monster, the sea was the monster. Or like when Daniel saw that vision that we went through, whenever it was, a year ago, that we went through the book of Daniel, that talked about the history of God's people in terms of evil empires rising up against them and eventually being overthrown. He talked about those four monsters coming up out of the sea. Or like in the creation story, in the beginning when God created the heavens and the earth, it says Genesis, there was only darkness and a chaotic, primordial, like deep water hovered over by the Spirit of God. And this image of deep, chaotic darkness kind of stuck with the Jewish people when they thought of big bodies of water. This is how it gets described throughout. It was like the abyss, a deep, immeasurable, endless space, a dark, bottomless chasm of water from which monsters and evil welled up. All right?